Good morning, our viewers this morning. We thank you for joining with us. This is Walk TV, and here we have only one business, just to bring stories to you, and stories that will inspire you, that will encourage you, of people who have gone through several issues in their lives, and they have come out strong. And today we are blessed to have a couple here, and you're going to hear from them in a few minutes. These are people who have gone through a lot of loss. Mr. Opondo is going to introduce himself in a while, and he lost his wife, his sisters, his child, and he has come through it all, and he has been able to stand strongly in life. And today we are here. This is, I think, about 4 days after their wedding, and it's quite an amazing story. So join together with us, and I know this story is going to be an encouragement to us. So to start with, let me just allow them to introduce themselves. So you can just say your name and who you are, and we can start from there. Karibuni sana. Karibuni.
Good morning, our viewers. My name is Pastor Joseph Opondo. I minister in Solid Rock Fellowship under Bishop Mondo and Reverend Judy.
Good. Welcome. Thank you. Madam.
Good morning, our viewers. I'm Mrs. Opondo, and I'm happy to be here.
Good. How are you feeling to be Mrs. Opondo for less than a week? Yeah?
I feel good. It's been a blessing, and I love him so much.
Good.
Yeah.
I think that was Saturday, and today is on Wednesday, so that's about 5 days.
Yeah.
5 days after the wedding.
Yes.
Ikoaje Opondo?
I must admit that it is so glorious. Yeah, this is the hand of God. And we have every reason to thank God for His God ordained purpose.
Sure.
I love my wife.
Good. Basically, your story is a story of a lot of hope.
Yes.
And you have gone through a lot.
Yes.
Now you have come out victorious. Yes, I know, by the sheer grace of God.
Yes.
And I know many people have gone, maybe even half of what you have gone through, and have given up.
Yes.
So today we can be of an encouragement to somebody. Yes. Maybe, and I know there's a lot we can learn from your life. There's a lot you can tell us about ministry. Yes. But I just want us to focus on that moment of loss.
Yes.
Quite a number of years ago. Yeah. That should be 18 years ago.
Yeah.
And you lost, first of all, you lost your sisters-in-law. You lost your child.
First of all, I lost my child, who was the last born.
Okay.
And it was so painful, because when I lost my child, I had been in prayers even before the pregnancy, and when the pregnancy came forth, I named the child Samuel. You know.
Okay.
Days,
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have the ultrasound and these things that you could go to the doctors and check and see that this is a male or a female child in the womb.
So that was in 2002?
That was in 2002.
Okay.
So I named him Samuel, and when the time came for the birth, actually it was a son. Yes. And the reason I named him Samuel is because I was inspired by God to do it. And I had that conviction that he's a son. And actually, when the time came for birth,
it was a son, and it was Samuel.
It was Samuel.
Then what happened?
So what happened is that 9 months after the birth, yes, so that was in 1st September. Yeah, 1st September of 2002. We were in the house and with visitors, and Samuel was sleeping on the big sofa set. So we talked with the visitors, and when they left.
So how old was Samuel that particular?
He was 9 months.
9 months, okay.
He was 9 months at that particular time. So when we sent away the visitors, and we came back, there was another lady who was a friend of the family. She was called Mama Shiro. So she said, Samuel has slept for a long time. Let me wake him up, because Samuel was this happy child. Yeah, always smiling, laughing, that kind of a thing. So when she took Samuel, that is the time we realized that the child has passed on. Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. There was nothing, he was not sick, nothing, there was no trace of sickness. So we just realized that the boy was dead. So immediately at that point, it came in my mind that I must pray because we did everything. And in fact, Mama Shiro is the one who told us and confirmed that he's dead. So I said, my son is not going to die.
Oh,
because
no.
This is a prophetic son.
Yes.
This is a prophetic son and he's not going to die. So I took the initiative. I wanted to pray for him to resurrect.
Yes.
But then what followed is that I had a crown of fire within my head, just around this place. I had fire. And what came in my mind, I ran to the bedroom and I started crying. So I cried, and after some times, I walked out and went to another brother who was my friend. We also used to work with him. He was called Marete. So I told him about the death of my child. And
so by that time, the dead body is still in the house?
Still in the house, just where it was on the seat. And when I told him like that, then we started to find communications on how to reach my bishop. By then he was Reverend Opondo. Yeah, so when we reached him, they came later on and we talked, and we decided that because he was 9 months, there was no need of taking him to the mortuary. So we just preserved the body in the house, and then we went and buried. Yeah, after 2 days, because I had to wait for my father.
So it has been so painful for you and for your wife.
Was,
so that was the fifth born?
That was the fifth born.
The fifth born. So you are your last born, so to say.
Yeah, last born.
Time,
so it was very painful for me because I had a lot of hope in this child. Because unless the other four, this one came and every step.
You prayed in every step.
Prayed at every step, and especially naming him somewhere. Yeah. So I had a lot of hope in this child. But then when this happened, it's like there's somewhere this thing touched in my heart.
Yes.
Yes, and
they must have broken your heart.
Broken my heart, and all the confidence.
Even in God.
In God,
Yes.
Because
in prayer.
Wondering, how comes and this thing you walked all along with God.
And that now was just the beginning, because that was 4 months later.
Yeah.
Is it your sister-in-law?
No.
Who had you gone for the funeral?
We had traveled home.
Yes.
We had traveled home. That is now October.
Yes.
I lost the child in September.
Yes.
And now in October, we had traveled home. My late wife and the mother's sister was in hospital.
Yes.
So we went with her. And then when I was coming back, I left her because my sister, last born sister, was hospitalized in Busia.
Yes.
So I left my wife coming back to Njoro because that was on a Saturday. It was on a Saturday. I left her, but she stayed on. She was supposed to come back on Monday. And on Monday, she was starting a business because we had put up money in anticipation now to start the business on Monday. Yeah. And so I proceeded to Busia to see my sister who was hospitalized. So when I was in Busia, on Tuesday, my sister passed on.
Okay.
That time, 2002 is when the cell phones
came in,
So I had a cell phone. And she didn't have one. So communication between her and me
was not very
difficult.
Yes.
So my sister passed on Tuesday. She passed on Monday.
Okay.
I was not aware because I had only one cell phone. And so the people in Joro.
So who passed on Monday?
My wife.
Oh, okay. Now, so your wife left you in Busia.
Yeah, she left me.
Now to come back, and that your kid passed on in September. Now we're in October.
We are in October now.
So your wife is coming back from visiting the sick relative.
The sick relative.
Who you went together.
We went together.
But you did not come back together.
We did not come back.
So she comes alone with the children.
Yeah.
Like
she comes with the two daughters.
Two daughters.
With the two daughters.
One was 4 years.
Linda.
One was
3
years.
One was 2.5.
Yes.
Yes. They have just been spaced in 1 year. 2.5.
Yes.
3.5.
Now you're in Busia.
Yeah, I'm in Busia.
You have no idea of what has happened.
I don't have.
How did you get the news?
Now, this is the difficult part of it.
Yes.
I never got news. Nobody called me because everybody decided to keep quiet.
Because it was so hard maybe to communicate to you. Because it's just after the other kid, now the wife has passed on.
Yes.
Yes.
So what happened, I had some money I deposited it for a coffin. And then I decided, now let me come back to Njoro, get some money.
No, you're burying actually your sister.
My sister. I'm now coming to Njoro.
Not knowing that your wife also is dead.
Is dead.
That
one I don't know.
One day later.
Yeah.
One person on Monday, your wife on Monday, and your sister on Tuesday.
Yes. So I leave Busia to come and look for money to go and bury my sister.
Oh.
I deposited 500 for the coffin. So I came back. It was not 500, it was 5,000.
Yes.
5,000.
Yes.
So I came back to Njoro, only to reach Njoro.
No, Njoro town.
Njoro town.
So all the way from Busia to Njoro.
Njoro, nobody.
A few days later. That is how many days after she passed on?
That is now, my sister, I lost my sister on Tuesday, so on Wednesday is when I
come back.
Came back to Njoro. So I come back to Njoro, Ruma, where we stay, and nobody has given me the news. So
yes.
When I was coming to enter my house, there was a young man who was called Mash. He's the one who talked to me first. So I told him, what is all this commotion? Because I see
a lot of people
outside and the plot.
Oh,
see
no.
my house from
No.
the gate because my house was directly to the gate. So I asked Mash, what is happening here? A lot of. So he told me, it's Mama Dan who has left us. So it's like I had it.
Oh, you did hear
like
it?
I did hear it. So when I proceeded, I found my house full.
With people and everything. Yes.
People are full. They've already started. Yeah,
mourning.
Yes. So when
and you may be wondering how they're going to communicate to you.
When I got in, that was the difficult part of it. Nobody could console me.
Yes.
Nobody could speak to me because already when I was in Busia, I communicated to Bishop
that your sister is dead.
Yes, that my sister is dead, and I told him I'm coming back, so I need to get money and go back and do the burial. So I already has communicated to him. So when he heard that, I believe he could not also reveal what was happening.
Yes.
So I found the people in the house, and it was too difficult for me because I've just lost a son, and this is a wife.
A son, a sister. Then wife.
This is a wife.
Same time.
And the most amazing thing, I never went for the burial of my sister.
Okay.
Yes, because the time.
Yeah, the time was almost the same.
The same. So it could not allow me.
So you learned about the death of your wife. Now you're in the house now.
I'm in the house now. That is the time I learned about the death of my wife.
And the kids are there now. The older kids.
The kids are there.
But they are
and the second one.
The first born, the second born.
Yeah.
The third born.
The third born. That is Linda.
Yes.
At the time of the accident.
Yes.
Linda had just a small bruise here.
Yes.
On the forehead.
Yes.
But Sheila, who is the last born,
yes,
was thrown out of the vehicle.
Yes.
And she had a lot of
injuries
and
yes.
a lot of this mirror. The mirrors had been broken. They were all over her body. I remember even during the time when they were doing the operation, when she came out of the ICU, because she was in ICU for 2 weeks. So when she came out of the ICU, they started doing the operation to remove the mirrors.
Oh yes.
Yeah, even if you look at her face. Yeah.
But I saw she's very beautiful, very beautiful girl, a very beautiful girl.
As she grows,
a very beautiful girl.
Some of the scars have begun to disappear. So that was the biggest thing now.
And now, maybe before we lose the story a little bit, no, when you come home, you have 4 children.
Yes.
Your wife has passed on.
Yes.
And there are only 2 children in your house.
Yes.
So what is the story of the other 2?
The other 2 now, I had only 1 day to mourn. That was the same Wednesday.
Yes.
On Thursday now, because the 2
are lost
don't know
where they went after the accident.
Yes. We don't know where they are. So we began a journey now.
Searching for the children.
Searching because we don't know whether they also died or what happened. But we are told that in the vehicle, it's only my wife who died.
Yes.
And the most amazing thing, the sister to my wife told us that on the day she was coming, she started praying at around 3 in the morning. She used to be an intercessor and a women leader in our church. So she started praying at 3 in the morning until 7. And she even told the sister the vehicle she will board and where she will sit. And there's a conductor who is known as Kitao. He tried to talk to her. And
To
tell
change
her
the seat.
To change the seats, and she said no.
Okay.
I will sit here.
Okay.
Yeah. So we started a journey now with Bishop and his wife.
Ma'am Jacqueline.
Ma'am
Yeah.
Jacqueline.
Yes.
Looking, tracing this
For the children.
For the children.
Now actually it's like more mourning because your sister, your wife,
Yes.
and 2 children were in the car. So you are thinking they are dead.
They are dead. And that is what happened. We went with Bishop now. We had to go to the mortuary.
You went to that is Molo.
Yeah,
Molo
we went to Molo
mortuary.
mortuary. They were not there. We were just told that this.
There's only your wife.
Yeah. So we came to Nakuru, went to PGH. In fact, we walked. Yeah. After PGH, then we finished that day. So on Friday is when God spoke to Ma'am Jackie.
Yes.
And she said that God has led her. We go to
War Memorial.
War Memorial. So when we went to War Memorial, that is the time they gave us the clothes for Sheila now.
Yeah.
And 1 pair of shoes.
Oh.
So when Ma'am Jackie saw it, she went alone. So when Ma'am Jackie saw the cloth and the shoe, she had seen that cloth. Yeah. So she said, I know this child.
Yes.
So they told her that the child has been admitted in
PGH.
Yeah, ICU.
So the kid was brought to War Memorial,
War Memorial.
and for whatever reason the ICU was not very okay.
So yeah.
So they took her to
PGH.
PGH.
Because they didn't have the facilities there.
And they did not register her
And
because
they
it
did
was
not
quite
register.
a very fast
It was a
emergency.
fast thing. And what
Emergency.
happened, it was an emergency. When she was thrown out of the vehicle,
Okay.
there was the head teacher for
Greenstead.
St. Andrews.
St. Andrews. Turi.
Turi.
Ah,
He's
okay.
the one who came and found the accident. And so when he found the accident, he just picked Sheila.
The kid and drove
The
off.
kid and drove off. So when he took her to War Memorial, he told them, this child should be treated, and in case of the bills, I'll take care. Yeah. So when she was transferred there, in fact, all the details, she was now under the care of that.
The Mzungu, the principal.
Was called Bryson.
Bryson, yes.
Bryson. Yeah, we had been communicating for some time.
Oh.
But
So in all this story, there's also some angels who are
Yes,
coming
yes,
in.
an angel,
Like
exactly. That was
you know,
an angel.
it's quite an amazing sometimes when you're in a very big problem.
Yes.
And then there's also another positive story inside.
Yeah.
Because what I heard is that Bryson comes to the accident,
Yes.
sees the accident,
Yes.
and notices the kid is breathing.
Yes.
But people thought the kid was dead.
Yeah.
And he takes the kid and
Yes.
just drives off,
Yes.
takes the kid to War Memorial,
Yeah.
then to PGH,
Yeah.
and leaves the kid there.
Use that kid.
So now you have come to War Memorial.
Yeah.
Umepata the shoe.
Ma'am Jackie
Yes.
has found the shoe,
Yeah.
found the dress, and now she makes her way to the PGH
Yes,
and
yes.
confirms that surely
Oh.
Sheila is on the ICU.
But an ICU, but very much alive.
Very much alive.
Oh, gracious
So at
God.
that point,
Yeah.
because we are planned now, all the avenues are closed. All the mortuaries we were checking, she's not there. So the avenues are closed. We were now planning to go to Kijabe because we had been
Yes.
the driver of the vehicle that had the accident had also lost one of his foot.
Okay.
And was taken
To Kijabe,
So,
so
we were now thinking that maybe
the kid was
the
taken
kid
to,
was also taken
to Kijambe.
But all of a sudden,
We
the
found-
Jackie.
And this is now Friday.
This is Friday now.
So that is about 5 days after the accident.
Yes, 5 days after the accident because it took place on Monday. So Ma'am Jackie calls us, and after she calls us, then we went and met at the PGH ICU. So that is the time we confirmed that surely this is Sheila, and then we made a prayer.
How long did she stay in hospital?
She stayed in the hospital for it was about 3 weeks. And the good thing that made even the process easier is because at that time there were so many white ladies and men who were working with Operation Smile. They had come all the way from the US. Yeah. And so they attended Sheila, and in fact, even at the end of when she was discharged, they loved her and they visited us. In Joburg.
And is it Bryson? And we need to thank him because he paid off your bills.
Yeah, I paid off the
Oh,
bills
what a good
after
Samaritan.
discharge. Yeah, I paid
Because
off
now
the
if you had also the burden of the bill, and the bill was quite an amount of money,
it was quite
an amount of money for you.
2002, it was quite an amount
Yes,
of
yes,
money.
yes, yes. Now you're there. You have found your kid. I think the other kid, you found him alive in Moro Hospital.
The other kid, Linda was taken by the doctors.
Yes.
Yeah, when they discovered that Sheila was now taken to Nakuru, the mother is dead. So they gave her the first aid, and then when she resumed normalcy, then they started talking to her to find out
who she is.
Yeah, who she is. So that is how the following day, when Bishop they had the story, they now went for that.
Yeah, and Bishop was telling us before we had this interview. Bishop was telling us that he went to the hospital, and the kid says, "Pastor Wetu."
Yeah,
Pastor Wetu. So and then the doctor said, "Okay, you're the pastor."
Yeah.
So, but now, you know, as much as we can smile now, because God is gracious, He takes people through situations, and we come out.
Yeah.
Now, what was really going on in your mind at that particular time? Your sister's dead. Your kid, your wife, the other kid is. You even thought he was dead. It's like he resurrected from the dead.
Yes.
She resurrected from the dead. What was really going on in your mind now? As you were young by then, you are a young father.
Yeah.
So what was really going on in your mind?
In fact, one of the things that happened, and I realized, is that anytime there's that kind of a spirit of death that is hovering, I was also under attack because I lost value of life.
Yes.
Because I saw that maybe the person who's next to you, you've lost a child, this is a sister, and things happening. So at that point, I was so vulnerable that I opened a door of death. In fact, from that point, life was very meaningless for me.
To you?
To me, because left, right, you've been hit, and here you're serving God, and you look at your hopes even of living, and you see that the chances are narrow. But I want to thank God that when Bishop came, that time he was a reverend, God quickened his spirit to come and pray with me. And when he prayed for me, I remember very well, he prayed and asked God to give me grace.
Yes, to go through it.
That is the time.
It has already happened, so we just need the grace to go through it.
The grace to go through it. And that was before burial. And there's this thing I remember very well. I remember at that time there was a welfare that brought me money, 20,000. And when I was talking with a servant of God, I told him I must give my tithe.
Oh,
yes.
No.
Yes. And he was even sharing with me, telling me, you have a lot of things. And I told him, death cannot stop.
I know you forced him to receive the tithe. And
I know.
Yes, I know that. You did that.
Yeah.
So you still had some little, you also kept your faith. Even in a time of trial, you were still faithful to God. The God who was kind of unfaithful to you, because the God, you know, I know you would say, God has taken my kid, God has taken my sister, my other sister is sick, God has taken my wife, my kid is in hospital, and even through all that, you still faithful to that God, who has not protected you from death. You know, your story is quite amazing. And did you ever felt like you would want to die?
That was what was all over me.
That you just wish the earth opens up and I die.
That was what was all over me, because at that point is when I realized that we surely have a weakness as human beings. There is a point where God holds us, and there's a point where a man is just useless without God.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I felt that this is the best time now to die. And I believe that is the point the wife of Job looked at Job.
No, in this story, you are also Job and also the wife of Job. So in one part you are faithful to God, in the other part is then curse this God and die. You know. And also maybe the other part of the story, what I heard is that you also now people started blaming you instead of supporting you. You know, like people say, you this person is questionable. You know, this church is questionable.
That is it.
These people are Satanists.
Yes.
Instead of people coming to help you in your time of need, you know, I don't know what people are, and may God bless us and bless people to understand that when somebody is going through something, they need you. Even if it's something wrong they did, just get close to them and help them. So there was that part where people, you used to hear people, what are people saying about you? What were people saying?
People are speaking, and you know, what will encourage us is that you keep references to the Bible.
Yes, yes.
Because at one point, the Pharisees were accusing Jesus of using the power of Beelzebub to cast out demons. Yes. And he told them, if I'm using the powers of Beelzebub, then your kingdom is divided.
The devil's kingdom is divided. So, but you also accused of...
I'm being accused here
of being a devil worshipper.
Saying that I'm a devil worshipper, and in Solid Rock, we are devil worshippers.
Sacrificing children.
The person who said that was a pastor who pastors a church where my brother is a member.
Oh, no.
So it is my brother who comes and tells me that the pastor said, you have sacrificed your wife.
And your child.
Yeah. You have sacrificed and your child. So it was very painful. You have come out from one stage, from one storm, and then comes another one. So this one was so painful. And when he released that, we were really fought a Solid Rock.
Yes, I know that. Even as a whole church was fought. So I think people also should be very careful of what they say. Because you may say something out of ignorance, and then you find you have affected this family, you've destroyed, you just say something against maybe the father. Like if you say the father is a devil worshipper, you affect the children, their relationship with other children in school, when they're walking on the road, everybody runs away from the family, and you are able to go through that. Maybe what was your strength then? Where did you get that strength?
Now,
to pass through all that season. And to bury your wife and all that, and then because I know you, even before I knew your story, I knew you as this strong, energetic, faith man who appears to have never gone through anything hard. What is your strength?
Now, my strength, this was my strength. Before my wife passed on, the Lord kept on speaking to me. In fact, it's even in my status in WhatsApp. The Lord kept on giving me this scripture, 2 Corinthians 12:9, where Apostle Paul prayed three times that the Lord may take away upon. He told him,
my strength is made perfect in your weaknesses.
So
when I'm weak, then I'm strong, and my grace is sufficient for you. So we can tell somebody who is passing through a lot that if they get connected to God in that moment of suffering, there would be grace. Maybe somebody is in hospital, somebody was just passed on. I am actually remembering a few days ago my sister lost her kid. That should be on last week on Thursday. She gave birth and the kid passed on, and that was on Thursday. She left hospital I think 2 days ago. And it was quite also another area whereby we needed a lot of grace. But we just want to tell people that it doesn't matter what you're going through. God is able to give you grace to pass on through the fire. Actually, he has already told us, when you go through the fire, like that was fire plus a lot of things. So God will always be together with you. And people need to learn that there is an after this. There is an after this. There is always life after death. After sickness, after losing your job, after losing your money, there's always life after. But and also, can you really talk about people support? Because I think when I heard your story, I also discovered that your pastor, who is now Bishop Jim Mwando, and Mom, they were not just pastors at the pulpit. They were people who were visible and into your life. Can you talk to us about that support? The people support now, people who stood with you.
It is awesome because I give them credit and I really acknowledge them. I've worked with Bishop Mwando for almost 20 years, 21, and he's a father.
Yes.
This is where fatherhood comes in. Bishop is a true father, and is this one person who will identify your strengths and weaknesses, and he will also identify that gift in your life and nurture you to be that person God is raising. And his fatherhood goes beyond, because he's one person who will make sure that he carries your burden. I've seen Bishop pay people's rent. Yeah.
Now, in your story now, how close was Bishop to you? You know, sometimes I may be a bishop somewhere, or a preacher somewhere, or even a manager somewhere, or a friend to some people. And when they are passing through something, I can just send them some money and just leave them there. How far did the bishop come into your life together with mom during that particular season?
In fact, during that particular season and even after, many people have been mistaking me for a brother to Bishop. They call him Opondo. So the co-host.
and people don't understand you, even from two different tribes. Bishop is Kikuyu, you are Luo. You know, and that's also another story for another day. I know quite a lot about even that particular story about tribe during the crashes, and even what happened to your life and to the other Luo brother there, and how Bishop was able to evacuate you as a brother. So, but now during this crisis, Bishop comes in as a brother, as a blood brother.
As a blood brother, and very close. And in fact, he really ministered to me. We have been that close with Bishop. He really ministered to me. There's a time my children lived in his house.
Yes.
Yeah, for some times I was in Uganda. I went to further my education. I was in Cuba University. He took care of my children, and until I was back. So he really took care of me, especially during my time off, that big moment. He really made sure that he would come into contact with me. There are times he would sit with me. There are times he would advise me. There are times he would pray for me with Mama Jacqueline. They've been very dear, and they really helped me in the process, because one of the things pastors fail in is that people go through a season of pain, but they don't follow up to make sure that this pain goes away. Yeah. Fact,
so what you're saying is that maybe after the prayers and after all that, after maybe leaving the church compound, if somebody is passing through a moment of death, they need to see you maybe talking to them, like coming to the family after the burial, and you stay together with them, and you just be close to them. Because now I discover from your story that what someone needs when they're passing through a difficult situation, they need God, and they may not be able to pray for themselves, but somebody can pray for them. But they also need to see people physically present together with them. Because if you're feeling suicidal, if you're feeling hopeless, then you need somebody to talk to. And that is what Bishop and Mom came and provided for you. You know, I also heard that there's a moment that your children, they didn't feel the loss of the mother. Because, I know they felt, but I'm saying that Bishop's wife took them to her house and became the mother for that time. So that really happened.
Exactly.
So if we had people like Bishop, not necessarily being preachers, but even friends who are like Bishop, even relatives who are like Bishop, whereby in your moment of trial, people get so close to you, they can give you financial support, but what we're talking is of moral support, and he was able to provide that. So may God bless our Bishop so much. So now that passed on. And now let me ask you a very personal question. That was 18 years ago. And then 18 years ago, after the rose and the death and all that, and you have very young kids, 4 kids. I think the youngest was 4 years, 3 years.
The youngest was about
2.5 years, and the oldest was?
The oldest was about 5 years.
5 years. So you have 4 kids between 2.5 and 5 years, and you are young then, and then you decided not to get married until. Maybe you can tell us about that. You're better placed than me.
One of the things I decided, because in the midst of it, there are challenges. And I want to be very open. Men, widowers, who lose their wives. You must be very cautious. It's good to give people your ear, but then you need a filter. To filter words that come in your ears. Because at the end of the day, people can destroy you through the counseling they give you. I saw it. There are people who came in my life in those early stages, And some of them were even proposing to me, because you'll be left with young children. The next move that you need to take
is to get married.
Is
to get married.
Yes. And those advices came even from some from pastors. And
But you decided.
But I decided
you're going to raise your own children.
One of the things that made me to decide to raise my children is because I come from a background of polygamy.
Oh.
And I was not happy
Yes.
about the things I saw. And quite often I talked to Bishop, and when most of the times I was praying, there are visions that God would give me that I would share with him. And then as he advised me about the visions or the dreams and prayed with me, I knew that there are so many things I had to encounter and fight. Yes, and even disconnect myself.
So maybe for 18 years, you have waited without getting married.
Yes.
I think now your last born is, I saw the girl during the wedding. She's done her Form 4.
Yeah, she's done her Form 4.
And I know it's quite a challenge. Maybe we'll come up with another program on how you really survived with the 4 teenagers in the house and all that. Yeah. And now, maybe going to Judy. Judy now. I know Judy comes in. Maybe when did this relationship start? You and Judy. Judy, maybe you can answer that. Yeah. Judy, ilitoka wapi?
Okay, personally, niliingia town to wait.
Okay.
Tukakwenda shamba. Nikaingia Joe kwa hadi. Nikafanya kazi, I knew pastor. Used to meet quite a lot.
Yes.
I was a leader for kanisa yetu ya Benitria. So I used to go for those meetings.
That is PC in Jolo. Okay, good.
So I knew him, but funny enough, I didn't know Hannah Bibi. Hiyo kweli sikuwa najua. Nikakaa mpaka 2018.
Yeah, it was
2018?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Just listen, that's about 3 years ago. Yes, welcome. 2 years
That's
ago.
when nilipewa yeye. Ilikuwa mwezi wa 6. Nikiwa kwa huduma mahali. Tulikuwa na service kubwa ya anniversary ya one of our leaders in our church.
Nilikuwa nimepitia kitu kigumu sana. Kile mtu ako na
Yeah, sure.
na vijana nilikuwa namkumbusha. There's a time watu waliongea vibaya about me. Kwa sasa imagine naenda kuwa wakisema God is very busy. Judy alisahaulika na Mungu. God is sorting us.
Oh no.
Moyo wangu moyo ambao
Nikiona kitu naomba and then I'm always there to do good. Hiyo ni kitu yenye nimeweka kwa moyo wangu, and I knew that one day God will bless me.
So 2018 ukakutana na ulikuwa unamjua?
Yeah, nilikuwa namjua vizuri
sasa ukakutana na
and every time we met hapo posta nilikuwa ananiambia my sister God is going to bless you one day.
By the way, wedding, when you're told to kiss the bride, ulishika microphone ukasema hallelujah, amen, hallelujah. Kuna huyu jamaa maandiko kabisa. So but now 2018, I know this will continue. We are going to continue this program. Okay. But 2018 you meet him.
Ilikuwa mwezi wa 6 hapo wa 5. Nitaenda ku confirm that date because nimeandika mahali.
Yeye andike.
Nikiwa kwa madhabahu nilikuwa na vita kubwa sana. Sasa hiyo enzi yao.
Sasa na wewe maybe the other part of your story, and we can get a program for that. Ni vile umegoja.
Yes.
Yaani umegoja you have waited on God.
I have served God.
Maybe by before you continue with the Opondo. What can you tell that lady there? Sababu kuna huyo msichana amepata boyfriend amemwacha. Amepata boyfriend wa pili amemwacha. Sasa amegonga 30. Mwingine amegonga 40. Sasa tumwambie aje?
Okay.
Aendelee kugoja.
I have
waited. By the way,
aendelee kugoja tu.
Hati yangu imekuwa more than 23 times.
Najua
Watu wamekuja.
So kuna mtu anaweza kuwa amevunjwa moyo mara kama 20, mara kama 20.
But there's still hope. Kuna matumaini.
There's still hope for every one of us.
Yes.
So every girl can get married.
And something good for you. A good gift. In the book of James chapter 1 verse 17. Every good and perfect gift comes from God. and I have seen it. I have
So
received
your
it.
secret is waiting.
Just wait. Be a prayerful person.
Yes.
Ufunge masikio yako. Utasikia mambo itakutisha. Tumeneno, tumeambiwa tunatumia family planning ndio usizae kwa nyumba,
so you are immoral, so
watu
you are immoral, you know.
But I thank God he's there, he can confirm. Yes, anaelewa what I'm talking
about. Can you confirm? Sasa Judy endelea. Confirm. She has been faithful.
She's been faithful.
Oh my God, my God.
So watu wangoje Mungu. Continue being prayerful wherever you are. Mimi solid rock nilikuwa na miaka kama 10 sijaingia kutoka wajenge hiyo kanisa mpya. But some years back I used to go for fellowship na nini. Ikafika mahali nikawacha. Na sijawahi jipendekeza kwa huyu mchungaji. But wakati Mungu alinipea cause nilikuwa kwa madhabahu na vita nyingi venye ninasema. Nikaletewa mtu after praise and worship, nikaenda mahali nikakaa kwa kiti nikainama.
God, sasa lini nitaolewa sasa?
Sasa mimi naletewa picha ya mtu. Analetwa hivi, anateremshwa hivi. Nafungua macho nafanya hivi. Nashinda ndani mchana.
Yani, you want to tell us, you know, because kuna kitu moja imepotea in our generation. People have refused to acknowledge that God is faithful.
Yeah.
Kwamba Mungu anaweza kukuambia hata mtu mwenye atakuoa.
Yes.
It is still there.
Yes, it's there.
It's still there. Mungu anaweza kuonyesha hata kwenye utaweza fanya kazi. You can be faithful to God.
Yeah.
You know what you are bringing to us is this God who is a caring person.
Yes.
Mwenye anaweza kuambia kwamba hii ndio direction yako ya maisha. Kwa sababu kama vile story yako iko ni kama God alikwambia hata ni nani atakuoa.
Yes.
Na sasa siku ya leo tunaona the faithfulness of God kwa sababu yule Mungu alikwambia atakuoa ndiye amekuoa sasa.
Yes.
Now the other question I'd like to ask before we come to the end. I know we're going to continue in this because we have quite a number of stories.
Yeah.
Ilikuwaje Opondo? Maybe sijui kama ni Opondo alifanya hivi because I saw during the wedding. Wakati watoto wako wale vijana wako wanne waliweza kushika Judy na wakamkumbatia, you know. Unajua kuna ile pretense, unajua kuna ile unaweza jua mimi I think I am able to judge somebody who is pretending, and those kids were not pretending. Hao watoto wako wako na pretend, wanapenda Judy, wanapenda Judy. Yani nikaona hao watu hawajiona Judy kama intruder into their father's life. So meaning watoto wako walitaka uoe
kabisa. In fact, one of the things I did, Pastor, I like to be very frank and genuine. And I've learned something in my father, Bishop Mwando. When I wanted to marry Judy, I sat my children down and I told them, time has come and I want to marry. And I want to hear from you. If you are going to give me an okay, I will proceed. But if you don't look at me. In fact, I told them, if you talk with them, they'll tell you. If you don't give me an okay, I'll not blame you. I'll not have any enmity against you.
I will wait.
I will wait.
No, but
the most amazing thing, I not talk to them. They spoke in a chorus, Dad, we support you. That is what they say.
You know, I saw it. Mimi niliona hiyo kitu kwa wakati wa wedding. And by the way, unajua mimi sikuwa nimejua watoto wako before. So when nilikuwa naona lakini discover wengine nimeshaona kwa church. Lakini nikaona when they were told by Bishop by Apostle Irongo to come and say hello to you. To say that you are our mother. Nikaona there's nothing pretense here. Nikaona mpaka mmoja ni kama anataka ku dance. It's like a joy of getting a mother. And you know what I want to tell us as we conclude, because I know this one has to continue. This one has to continue because we want to talk about children. We want to talk about how you raise your children as a father, because you can be an encouragement to so many fathers. Hata unajua kuna tu encourage tu vizuri kabisa. Even Judy, your story is so encouraging Kuna wasichana ambao they are giving up, eti amegoja 5 years hajaolewa. You know, watch out wasikie kwamba you can have 20 boyfriends na wamekuacha and the 21st one akuoe. You know, let people know that. So but basically your story is very amazing and it is life changing. It's just by the sheer grace of God. When we see now the smile and the achievement, because now I see Pastor Opondo as somebody who was really achieved after a loss. Hata hiyo kanisa yenyewe, what you have now is your church is quite an amazing thing. Watoto wako nimeongea na wale vijana wako wakati wa wedding and they were telling me of the colleges they have gone to. You know, unaona kumbe there can be glory after the pain. So and I really want to thank God for you people because of how you stood for God and also for one another. You know, you unajua kuna vile watu wengine za give up waibisha hata jina ya Mungu, lakini nyinyi you are a clear indication that God is faithful kwa msichana mwenye anagoja Mungu without giving up. Somebody can stay faithful to God for many years and still meet the love of their life, and that is what has happened to you. Maybe what we can do now, we can put a cover here, but before that, can you say that one thing, so that we can continue in the next program. But say that one thing. Say that one thing. Yes.
To encourage everybody that is hearing us. In fact, to be wedded on the altar is not enough. Because many people play sex outside there.
And they come
to the altar. You are destroying yourself. It is better to be open and say that I backslid.
Kama ni kuenda kwa mafefe, you just go.
It's better. Kama umekata nini?
Kata kabisa.
Beba tu uweke kwa nyumba. Then come. You don't play games with God.
I know.
If you have done things outside there, I'll be very frank with anybody. Our listeners, please. God is a holy God and is a faithful God.
So actually, you are telling us, you know, before I know you can start preaching, but I don't want to get. But let me conclude it for you. You are telling us these 18 years after the death of your wife, you stayed faithful to God and to yourself.
That is it.
Until Saturday.
Until Saturday. And that's why I'm very clear. He is a holy God.
And also, you're also telling us, you know, and your wife is also telling us, you know, I just pray that God, people may learn from your story. Because your wife is also telling us, tukuulize. Tukuulize kama kweli hakuwa mwaminifu kwa Mungu the whole of her life. I know, those who are wise, they know what I mean. So she was also faithful to God.
So faithful.
The whole of her life.
So faithful.
Hakupiga mkato.
So faithful.
Alikuwa nagoja siku ile Bwana atakuja. So your story also has another area of people who are holy, people who are pure, people who are clean. And those are the people, actually the Bible says, blessed are the pure, for they shall see God. So we're also talking about purity here, even as we talk about passing through pain. People can stay pure, people can stay holy, people can hold their testimony. Now, by what I'm going to tell you, God is looking for people who are pure.
Amen.
To take them to the next level. And God is looking for people to glorify himself through. Yaani Mungu anasema kwamba anatafuta wenye haki, ajitukuze kuwapitia. Na sasa si Mungu ameshaloketi wenye haki in this new marriage. And I know, let me tell you one day, the Bible says of Job, ulisema wewe ni Job na wewe ni kama mke wake. Job, the last chapter of Job chapter 42, inasema hivi, after this, Job lived 140 years na akapata watoto wengine na akaendelea sana, akabarikiwa na dhahabu na fedha. So after this, Job had another life. So and I pray that God now has brought you to that another life. The way you could have enjoyed your marriage before, now this is the time to enjoy your marriage. This is the time that God is going to bring joy to you as a couple. And you're going to kind of grow up again gloriously and wonderfully enjoying the presence of God. You know, in the interest of time, lakini sasa I know, but I thank God because you have been able to be available during your honeymoon. I know you're still in your honeymoon, and we actually got you from your hotel, and that is wonderful because you came. This is the right time for us to talk about what we have talked to. Na kitu kingine ambacho nimependa kwako Pastor Opondo and also Judy is that ability to be able to share your pain. Kwa sababu when you share your pain, number one, inakurelease wewe, na number two, ina encourage somebody else. So kama kuna mtu anapitia uchungu fulani, I would encourage them to look for somebody and just speak it. Kwa sababu ukiongea unafanya two things. You get healed and also you heal somebody else. But definitely you have a lot. Judy, tuko na program na wewe. Hiyo utatueleza hiyo kugoja hiyo miaka yote katikati ya dunia hii venye umeweza, na pia Opondo atatueleza how ameweza kulea watoto alone and balance between family and ministry and personal life. But let us put come to an end at that particular time, and we just want to thank God for you people. And I know we'll be having this program again. You keep on watching our page. You'll see Opondo again and you'll see Judy again. These are amazing stories that God is alive and He can take you through the fire and you come out of the other end as shining as gold. May the Lord bless you and may God keep you in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. Amen.